Hey, what's up you guys? Today we're going to be installing the SmartTop module into my 2019 MX5. This module and process should be the same for all 2016 and up RF MX5s though. If you don't know, this module allows you to put the top up and down with one touch of the factory button. It also has a couple other features including raising the maximum speed with which you can operate the roof, but we'll touch on that in a second. So, the first thing we need to do is to connect the module to a computer. Your computer should automatically begin installing drivers in the background. While that's happening, we're going to go ahead and browse to modsforcars.com. I apologize for the resolution here, my screen recorder downsampled the video without me realizing, and I don't really feel like pulling the device back out of the car to re-record. Once we have chosen our location, we will choose the Manuals Support Updates link. On this page, along with the reminder to plug your device in first, is the software we need to configure our module. After downloading and running this software, we can connect to the device using the Connect option. The first thing we want to do after connecting is to check for firmware updates. Mine had an update pending. I always like to check one more time just to make sure I get a no updates available response. Now that we're up to date, we can start configuring our device. This device has four main functions that we can modify. The first function is considered the master switch. This will turn the device on and off. With it in the off position, the top will behave just as it did from factory, but all your settings will be saved. The second function has the option to disable one touch, as well as set it into a valet mode. In valet mode, the top will completely cease to function. The third option inverses the factory switch. This means when you push the switch down, the top will go down. If you push the switch up, the top will go up. I personally like this. I'm going to go ahead and enable it. The last setting is your maximum speed option. With it maxed out, it will go all the way up to 32 miles an hour before it stops you from opening or closing the top. Something to note, if you start closing the top and then exceed whatever speed you set it to, it will continue to open or close. There are also some shortcuts to these settings that you can do with the console switch without having to remove the device and plug it into your computer. We'll get to those after the installation. Once you have decided on and set your settings, we can write them to the module. I'm going to read the settings from the module once to make sure nothing changes, then disconnect the module and close the program. Now we can get to the install. First, we are going to remove the door sill plate. Simply pull up and it should snap loose. Next, remove the 5 plastic rivets. 4 have a center pull. The last one will just pull straight out. Next, remove this plastic trim piece. This is done by a mixture of pulling forward towards the front of the car and then slightly down after the snaps have released. Next, I am removing the trim from the seatbelt retainer and from the hoop behind the headrest. This is not necessary, but will give you better access and is going to give you guys a better view of the work behind the plastic. Now, by gently pulling back the remaining plastic piece, you will be able to locate a single 10mm nut. This will need to be removed. Once the nut has been removed, you will be able to remove this black metal piece, which is covering a smaller black plastic flap. With both of those pulled out of the way, you can locate the plugs that the SmartTop will connect to. You will be removing the rear 2 plugs. Simply depress the clip and gently pull outwards. Up next, bridge the connection using the harness included in the SmartTop kit. Now connect the SmartTop module. Once connected, the data light should begin flashing. Tuck it away somewhere where it will not rattle and will not interfere with the top's movement. Replace both black flaps and the 10mm nut. Before replacing all your interior plastics, test your SmartTop functionality. Lastly, replace all your interior plastics. Ensure all applicable rivets and snaps have been reattached. Now that your device is installed, there are 2 shortcuts you should know about. The first is to temporarily disable your device. This will return your car to factory operation of the top. To do this, hold the button towards the direction the top is already in. If the top is closed, hold it towards close. If the top is open, hold it towards open. Hold it for 10 seconds until you hear a long beep. Continue holding it until you hear 1 or 2 beeps. 1 beep means that the device is in passive mode. 2 beeps means that the SmartTop will be active. In this example, I am returning the SmartTop to active mode. The next shortcut is valet mode. Simply click the console switch in the direction that the top is 10 times. The console will beep twice and then once or twice. Once will indicate valet mode is off, twice will indicate valet mode is on. Valet mode completely disables the use of your convertible top. As always, if I helped you out, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm going to leave the link for where to purchase this SmartTop module in the description below.